Hey everybody. Today we are going to make an edit. That's right. We are going to make a DJ edit, and if you've never made a DJ edit ever before, you are a complete beginner, you are in the right place. If you have made some edits, you're also in the right place because I'm going to show you a workflow tip and trick that really helped me out. In fact, we're going to start with that right now. This was a big one. So if you are a DJ and you're just getting into making edits, or you feel like you always wanted to have a version of a song that you play out that either started in a different place or skipped to a different point, instead of just relying on a hot cue, I'm going to show you how to permanently make your own edit and then be able to share your edits with friends and people from the community and be able to help get your name out there as well. Okay, let's jump in. So the first thing that we're going to do, and this is a big one. When I started making edits, or I started in, well, I didn't technically start in Ableton. I just started making edits with other things, but I started with something called Cool Edit Pro. I don't know if anybody ever remembers that. It then became Adobe Audition. That was a while ago. So what I'm going to show you though is when I first opened up Ableton, it was super intimidating. In fact, I had Ableton for a good amount of time and didn't really make anything in it. Every time I opened it up, I just got scared and closed it. So if you resonate with that, trust me, there's hope for you too. I'm gonna walk you through this step by step to make it easier. But here's the hack. You ready for it? Number one, we are not going to start in Ableton. We're actually going to start in Serato. Yes. So you can start in whatever DJ software of choice is. I'm gonna start in Serato. This is one of my favorite songs. The music sounds better with you. It starts like this. And the intro is not the part that I want to change. It's when the vocals come in. So here come the drums. And then here comes the vocals here. And then there's this great part that is here. Love that. So here's what I want to do though. That happens again. It happens a little bit later in the track. I've marked this off with this purple point here. So check this out. Just the bass line. Bass line and some muted drums. So we've got 16 bars of this. And then we have this, still, this part right here. 2 bars here that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Except this time when it comes in, the vocal comes with it. So I'm gonna make a short edit that essentially eliminates this part here in the middle. So what we're gonna do is you'll notice that this part at 33 is the same as, it just doesn't have as much instrumentation in the one here at 115. Let's remember that, 33 and 115. So let me take you through this step by step. Number one, we need to find a song that we want to edit. Now, while I'm still in Serato, I just want to show you one other trick that I'll use sometimes. In fact, actually here inside of, oh, it's right there. I have a smart crate called Needs Edit. And what that is anything, grouping contains needs edit or comment contains needs edit, and it's gonna pull it and put it in that track, in this folder. So if I'm looking for songs that I need to make edits of, like let's say as I'm DJing or as I'm putting songs together and I'm listening to things, I'm like, oh, this really needs an edit. I will write needs edit in the comment field, and then based off the metadata, it's gonna automatically pull it into the smart crate, which makes it a lot faster for me to then, when I'm sitting in front of my computer and trying to figure out, what should I make an edit of? I can just go to this crate of needs edit. That's definitely a pro tip. As you're DJing, you're gonna hear things that come up, you're like, I really need an edit of that. Just quickly write needs edit, or whatever you choose. Maybe you decide you call it something else, like, I don't know, you abbreviate somehow, or, you know, I don't know, 4/8 means needs edit, or I don't know, you can make up your own system, but you definitely want to tag it that way. So having a tag, that's number one. Number two, we need to go through and set our hot cues. So that's what we just did right now. I set a hot cue here at 33, and I also set a hot cue here at 115, and I'm going to remember those two. Now we move on to our third step, which is we need to pick a DAW, or a digital audio workstation. Today I'm going to show you Ableton Live, and in fact, I'm actually showing you Ableton Live Intro. You don't need to splurge on Suite quite yet. You could literally just use the intro version of the software, and you'll be able to do everything that I'm showing you and more with the intro version. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Ableton. And when we open up Ableton, it defaults to this type of setup. So what it looks like, this is in session view, and this is what you would have. Each one of these are clips, and I could fire things off that way. This looks very foreign. I can also move this into arrangement view. So let me go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger. Arrangement view, I can click over here, and that'll change the view or the layout. So now you'll notice this looks a lot more like what we're used to when we're seeing audio, is left to right. I can also use tab as a shortcut to switch between those. Now, next step, I'm going to go ahead and set the global BPM, 124, enter. And I got that from this. So in Serato, this is 124, or in this case, it says 123.9. I set it for 124. I think it should be all right. So now, check this out. We basically know already what we need to do, because we know bar 33 and bar 115. We're basically going to make two cuts there. We're going to smash them together. Instead of relying on the hot cue to jump to it, I'm going to make an edit. So I am now going to drag, watch this, I'm going to drag from Serato into Ableton. And as I drag that in, it has now figured out the track. Now I just dragged it in here. Now we don't really need Serato anymore, so I'm going to close that out for a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this, and this brings this up on the very bottom in our clip window. Inside of here, I want to make sure to warp it. That's our next step. Okay, so our step number 3 was to pick a DAW. We chose Ableton. Our step number 4 was to drag it in. Our step number 5 is we're going to warp the track. So I'm going to go ahead and click on warp. And right now this is going to warp based off a beat. So actually let's change that up. Let's do this based on Complex Pro. That's the most complex warping engine. And I'm going to go ahead and hit warp. And now you'll notice that it has warped the track. However, it has the very beginning here with just some silence. I don't want that. I want it to be right here on this first beat. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on this. I've now set this as a transient. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say set 111 here. That's all. So now I set 111 here. Now the track starts right away on where that is. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen for a minute and just make sure that the track is on. I'm going to turn on the metronome, which is up here. Turn on the metronome, and we're just going to listen. Sounds pretty good. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. I want to get down to where 33 is at. Okay, so it starts to fall off a little bit here. So here's what I'm going to do. You see this little transient here? I'm going to grab this and I'm going to pull this back. That's all I did. I just pulled it back. In fact, actually, let me undo that so you can see it. I'm going to click on it first, make it yellow, and then pull it back. And so I just pulled it back to put it where the beat is. So now, let's try listen again. Sounds a lot better. Let's get down to 115. See, sounds off. So let's go ahead and move this there. Okay, so better. Okay, so we've got that. Now we've got all of that set, right? So we've got our different points that we've set, but we still haven't cut it yet. So now what we need to do is we need to make some cuts. Although from here, you'll notice on my timeline, this starts at 9. So we're gonna go ahead and drag that all the way back to 1. And now the cuts that we can make, this same timeline up here corresponds to the same timeline, bar count, that was inside of Serato. So if I click over here, That's where that started inside of Serato. Here's where that was. Let me show you. That was right here at 33, right? Bar 33. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to split the clip here. Command E splits the clip. Understanding the shortcut keys is going to be really, really helpful. So from here, I made a cut on 33, and I'm also going to make a cut on 115. So let me find 115. Okay, so I'm going to make a cut there. Do you remember the shortcut? Command E, split the clip, right? So now we've got 1, 2, we've got 3 pieces. We should have 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. We don't want 2. We're going to get rid of 2. So we're going to eliminate 2 and then bring 3 over. So it would just be 1 and 3. That's what we're going to smash together, right? This is our next step here. We're going to make those cuts, and now we're going to smash it together. So what we can do is we can delete this and then drag that over. Or, by the way, if I want to undo, Command Z will undo. So if I didn't want to do that and I just wanted to make it even faster, Command Shift Delete, and that cut it out and moved it over all in one step. So now let's go ahead and listen to this, see how this sounds. That's the intro into perfect. And then we still have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So now we've got our edit. That was it. So now what we're going to do is this. We're going to save the whole thing so we can select what we want. By the way, we can do a bunch of other things too. We can add in drums. We can bring in another track. I just wanted to keep it simple for this initial video. We just wanted to make a simple edit. This is very important. When you start getting overly complex, number one, it takes more time. Number two, you start second guessing yourself and making different types of decisions. So I prefer to just keep it simple. So from this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna export this out, export audio and video, audio or video. So we're gonna export this out as an MP3. You can also export this out as a WAV if you wanted to. You can have a couple of other settings that are here. I've already got my settings that I like. I'm just gonna export this out as a high quality 320 MP3. Go ahead and hit export. Now I can name the file. So I'm gonna call this Music Sounds Better Hapa Short Edit. And that's gonna go to my downloads folder. And now this would be the same as it would if I downloaded any track from online. It's going to my downloads folder first. And then if you've watched this video of mine, I have showed you how to put your tracks into Dropbox to be able to keep things organized, backed up, and in sync. So I'm gonna do that same process after this downloads. I'll show you here in a moment, but I want you to watch that full video because I really break it down so you can see all of it. So here we go. So it came in to downloads, and here it is, Music Sounds Better Hapa Short Edit. I'm going to drag this into my full folder, which I made another edit earlier. I'm now going to, from here, so this is in my full folder, my Hapa DJ Music full folder, there it is. And now I'm gonna drag this and put it on the deck. And now I would set my hot cues. And we're ready to go, right? You'll notice also now my name is in it. So if I shared this with other DJs, they would see my name in it as well, right? And now I would go through and set my points. So that's a 16 bar intro, another 16 bars here, and then here's where the vocal comes in, right, or right here. All right, so we can set up our things, then I can set up a place to get out of it. I would set the out point as well, and now it's all good to go. I've got this Music Sounds Better Hapa Short Edit. So just to recap, a couple of things that we've done step-wise. One of the big ones was that we started inside of our DJ software first, and we started by also tagging songs that we needed edits of. That way we can batch them together. I can sit in front of a computer and I can knock this out. As you saw, it was pretty quick. I knocked this out in a couple of minutes because I spent the time before inside of my DJ software. That was the big hack. That was the big workaround here. And then the other steps here are I went ahead and made sure that I warped the song. I need to make sure I warp the track in Ableton so that I'm making the right cuts that are there. And that way it's really tight. Once I've made those cuts, we used some simple commands, right? Command E to split the clip. We also use Command Z to undo. Copy and paste would work here too. Command C is copy, Command V is paste. All those same global shortcuts will work inside of a program like Ableton Live. And then once I had it to what it was, then I went ahead and exported it out, made sure that I put it into my folder where everything is being backed up. It's now a part of my full library. And now I brought it back into Serato and I'm ready to play it. So there you have it. Do not be scared of making edits. You can do this. And in fact, also just a reminder, I am using Ableton Live Intro in this video. So this is I think it's $99 for Ableton Live Intro. And if you are interested in more content like this, comment below. We want to be able to help make more content that would help you out when it comes to making edits or getting better as a DJ. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. If you liked this video, make sure to check out this video that will help you take your mapping to the next level. And also make sure to like and subscribe if this has helped you. Subscribe to the channel. Remember, proper practice makes progress. We'll see you on the next one.